G'day everyone, I'm Ben and this is Counterfeit Christianity. Great to be here. Check out the description. We've got a Discord chat if you want to have some chats there, conversations. That's pretty sweet. I also have a website that's also in the description. That's a place where we can connect, have group conversations. Like I'll be facilitating groups on Zoom, and also if you want to catch up with me one-on-one, you can jump on there and schedule one of those as well. So I'm actually building the website right now, so if it's not there yet, just wait a bit and it'll eventually be there. But I want to start mentioning it. This is part of one of the things that I intend on doing. It's all new to me, making stuff like this. And when I have to do new things, it's kind of hard for me. So it takes me a long time. But once I have something already that I've made, it becomes really simple. But when I do new things, it's kind of difficult for me. And it'll eventually work properly. But today I wanted to talk about this idea of sicknesses and connected to this the world that we live in, right? This place that we live that God has designed for us. I have talked about how in the past, a few years ago, when they told us that we all needed to be jabbed and all that sort of stuff, that we have to get this because our bodies aren't strong enough. This is one of my awakenings in this world, part of it, some of the beginnings of it. And I'd come along different journeys along the way of like our creator, our daddy, slowly but surely, incrementally shows me more truth. And that's why I call this my understanding, because this is a journey that I flow on with him. And so bit by bit, he reveals more to me, because if it's all in one go, it doesn't work. Well, the way that we have been indoctrinated into this world through everything, Christianity, all of our religions, but I focus on Christianity because that's the cult that I was brought up in. I've repented from being Christian now because Christianity is demonic. And now I'm just in relationship with the creator, with the living God, with our daddy. And he incrementally brought me along this journey of showing me what's good, what's true, slowly bit by bit, because we've just been lied to about absolutely everything. And it's been really fun. But part of that journey was realizing, no, I'm a human being. My daddy designed me to be here. And I was already in a relationship with him. I've been learning about how to communicate with him for almost a decade now. And how he talks to me and I talk back to him. And we have this actual relationship, not through the book, not through Jesus. You don't have a relationship with the creator, with our God, through his son. He's our brother. He's showing us the way. So we go ahead and we have that authentic relationship with our daddy, intentionally on our own. That's another Christian lie. Beware of Christians. They will say things that sort of make sense because we've been indoctrinated for a long time. They'll say things to drag you back into their hell, because basically every Christian is a unintentional demon. They unintentionally, because they think that they know what's happening, they think that they understand this world, and because somebody else told them, but they're unintentionally dragging you back into a systematic hell of theirs. So beware of them. Be very, very wary, because they are the epitome of a wolf in sheep's clothing. We know these other religions. Like, it's obvious that Islam is bad. It's obvious that Judaism is bad. Just look at what they do in the world. But for Christianity, it's probably because of where we've been grown up in the West, we don't notice it as much. But they are the wolf in sheep's clothing. They want to draw you into hell. They want you to come into hell with them. That's what demons do. I realized, he said to me, I made this world for you. Do you actually think that your body that's been designed for this place is not good enough? I'm like, no. And so I'm just like, oh, fuck it. I'm not going to get coerced into anything. And that's, from the very beginning, I'm just like, get fucked. Never wore a mask, never did anything like that. Even in Thailand, where people would try and kill you for that sort of thing. I used to get in heaps of trouble back in those days because people would yell and scream at you and stuff like that. And it was fun here. I really enjoyed it, because if you understand a little bit, you can see your way through. God always gives us a simple way through. And just saying no is powerful. And I just started doing that. I had grown up in a world where in the 80s, I was born in the 80s, and where it was okay to play outside and being dirty was normal as a kid. But now they're like, oh, you got to wash your hands with alcohol, all these things that they're saying to you, your body is not good. Your body is shit. And it has become shit because of what they stuff in our mouths and tell us that that is food. I haven't been sick in, 4 or 5 years, because I started to understand what is real food and what isn't. And it's really hard, because you go into a shop, like for an example, there's a massive Costco in North Lakes, that's close by to where I live in North Brisbane. Like, I was talking to my wife yesterday, because we buy all of our meat. It's really great. I eat meat all the time. And you go through and I know what they're planning. There's going to be a point where they say, okay, no more meat, we're not selling that. You can only buy our products that we sell in boxes, and a huge list of chemicals inside of those. I came along this journey of understanding that you should use fats a long time ago and not vegetable oils. This was probably a decade ago. That was the beginning of me understanding food. And then slowly but surely I've realized what's good and what isn't. And now I don't get sick. I know the part of my work is working with people in their homes, and everyone's always sick. And I'm around people that are sick, and I never ever get sick. Part of the way that I dealt with the shit that happened in my life, the traumatic things, when I grew up, I would eat. And I would eat everything. Like, I would eat so much shit. And I used to be massively overweight. When I was a kid, I was like 140 kilos. When I was a teenager, I was massively overweight. Huge fat guy. Then I got into lifting, and then that sort of went away. And then I got really fanatical about eating clean. And then I lost heaps of weight. I owned gyms in Thailand and stuff like that. So I got into that side of things. And then when I came back to Australia, I sort of fell back into the old things that I did, and I got fat for a while, and I got a little bit sick then. But now I've gone to the foods that I understand are good, but it seems to not be the case, especially when you go into places like Costco and the Australian people that I see in there. It makes me quite sad. Like, when I was fat as a kid, I was like the fattest person around. But now I would be considered skinny even when I was fat, because everybody is a huge balloon. They can hardly walk. You can see that they're dying standing up. And that's because we've been indoctrinated and lied to even since I was born. The 40 years that I've been alive, everything's changed. Nobody eats real things anymore. There's a resurgence in that, so that's really awesome. I see there's a resurgence in people using other things as well, lots of chemicals to look healthy. It's like a face thing as well, where people use all these extra things. And I agree that this world takes parts of us away that we don't even recognize. We're so controlled, we're so destroyed by this indoctrination that we're living under that, yeah, we've got no idea. There's so many different parts of this world that's a lie, like don't go out in the sun, it's bad for you, put sunscreen on, and that's actually the sunscreen that gives you the skin cancer. And then they tell us what's healthy to eat, and that's what kills you. I've shared this story before, but as I traveled back here to Australia during the middle of the whole lockdown things, this is how evil they are. They intentionally try and put sick people together. So I had to fly through from Bangkok through Singapore, and what they did, there wasn't heaps of flights, but all the flights coming in, so everybody who worked there was covered in white gowns, head fully masked up like it was the end of the world. And that's the point. They want you to think that. And then they shoved thousands of people in one room. Everybody from every flight, they put in one room, right? If this was a thing that they weren't planning, that they wanted to send throughout the world to the people who have the ability to be sick. You can't get sick if you eat healthy foods. A good example of that is like Jordan Peterson. He went onto that diet and now he's better. So that's what they don't want us to know. But in the old times, it wouldn't have been like that. In the old world, you could eat everything, but even fruit now, it's dangerous to eat because of the way that it's grown, it's manipulated, it's all fake. So everything is fake. I have huge reactions to certain foods, even like so-called natural foods like fruits and wheats. I can't eat it. It just makes me really sick. It stops me from breathing. So what they did in that place, they put everyone in one room, and then they were going spreading out throughout the whole world. So they intentionally made the people who could get sick. And it's just because they've manipulated our minds for so long, and they tell us what is true for so long, and intentionally do this in every system, in every aspect of our lives. They don't want us to have relationship with the living God. They don't want us to understand what is good. They don't want us to be in communication with him so that he will tell us what's good. The only way to be free is to actually communicate with the living God. Don't let Christians drag you back into hell and tell you that their system is the way to be with God. There's no fucking way. If a God wants you to communicate with him through a book and through somebody else, so that's what they're always saying, right? Oh, through Mary, the Catholics say, or the Christians say, oh, through Jesus, or whatever. And then they build a story around all of that. Or he's his son, but he's actually him. It's like, and that might be true, right? God might have sent his son down to show people how to be with him. But that's what he came here for. He came here to destroy religion, destroy systems, and say that's all fucking shit. Relationship with my daddy, your daddy, the creator of the world, is the way to be human. If you're not in that relationship, you are not human. You are acting within their system, so you are not real. You are acting in a way that is not the way that you were designed to be. That is what I absolutely understand right now. Because of the journey of my life, I've slowly but surely stepped away from these systems. Slowly but surely got away from it. And now I'm becoming so free because I'm seeing things in a massively different light. So, like always, this is my understanding. I don't know shit. Thanks so much for being here. I'm so glad. Make sure you look in the description for all those different links I talked about, websites, Discord chats, and then join. Really appreciate you. Bye.